Nobody in their right mind ventured into the forgotten corners of Aokigahara Forest, especially not on a night like this. A thick November fog clung to the ancient trees, obscuring the path and swallowing the last vestiges of the setting sun. Yet, here I was, Ilya Volkov, lost and utterly alone, cursing the fate that led me astray. It wasn't supposed to be this way. I, a young Russian geologist on a research expedition in Tokyo, had simply taken a wrong turn on a routine hike in the foothills of Mount Fuji. Now the once familiar trail had vanished, replaced by a labyrinth of gnarled branches and moss-covered rocks that seemed to mock my predicament. Hunger gnawed at my stomach, and a primal fear prickled at the edges of my mind. The first sign that something was terribly wrong came in the form of a child's laughter. It wasn't a joyous melody, but a chilling, hollow echo that seemed to emanate from the dense foliage. It came again, closer this time, followed by a whisper, soft and playful. "Peekaboo!" I spun around, heart hammering against my ribs. The forest floor was a tapestry of fallen leaves, obscuring any potential hiding place. Yet the voice lingered, swirling around me like the mist. A cold sweat slicked my skin. This wasn't some prank. This was something far more sinister. Driven by a desperate hope, I pushed through the undergrowth, following the source of the whispers. The forest floor began to slope downwards, leading me into a hidden valley bathed in an eerie, greenish light. In the center of the clearing stood a cluster of dilapidated wooden structures, a village, if you could even call it that. The houses, their paint peeling and windows boarded shut, seemed to sag under the weight of untold secrets. The laughter erupted again, this time closer, accompanied by a high-pitched squeal. My stomach twisted with dread. In the distance, I saw a figure dart between the decaying shacks. It was small, barely taller than my knees, and moved with an unsettling agility. As it emerged from the shadows, the green glow cast an unnatural light on its features. My breath caught in my throat. The creature was vaguely humanoid, a twisted mockery of a child. Its skin was a sickly gray, stretched taut over exposed bones. Its eyes, two black pits in its head, seemed to glint with an unnatural intelligence. But the most horrifying detail was its mouth, a wide, gaping maw filled with rows of needle-sharp teeth. The laughter died in its throat, replaced by a hiss. It tilted its head, studying me with a predatory gleam in its eyes. Then in a voice that sounded like dry leaves scraping against stone, it spoke. "New friend?" My voice was a dry croak. What are you?" The creature stretched its lips in a grotesque smile, revealing even more teeth. "Beast," it rasped. "And you are lost?" There was no point in denying it. I swallowed hard. "Yes, I'm lost. Can you help me get back?" Beast tilted its head, considering my question. The green light pulsed around it, creating an unsettling rhythm. "Help?" "Yes," it finally said, drawing out the word. "But first, you play." I felt a surge of fear. "Play?" I echoed, my voice barely above a whisper. "Peekaboo," Beast chirped, its eyes gleaming with a manic glee. In a flash, it was gone, swallowed by the shadows cast by the ramshackle buildings. Panic clawed at my throat. I didn't want to play hide-and-seek with this thing, but what choice did I have? Lost, alone, and facing something out of my nightmares, I had to play along. "Coming? Ready or not," I mumbled, my voice trembling. The game of hide-and-seek that followed was a nightmare. The forest floor felt like a bed of nails under my feet, every rustle of leaves sending shivers down my spine. The air hung heavy with silence, punctuated only by the occasional chilling giggle emanating from the shadows. Every corner I turned held the potential for a horrifying encounter. Just when I thought I couldn't take another second of this macabre chase, a glint of green light caught my eye. It was coming from underneath a broken-down shack. Slowly, cautiously, I crept towards it. The musty smell of decay assaulted my senses. Holding my breath, I peeked underneath the shack. There, nestled amongst the debris, was Beast. Its eyes, closed in what seemed like slumber, held a hint of the green glow. Could this be my chance to escape? A wave of relief washed over me, momentarily erasing the terror. The relief was a cruel illusion. As I crouched lower, a long, raspy tongue snaked out from the shadows, brushing against my cheek. A scream caught in my throat, replaced by a strangled gasp. My heart hammered against my ribs, threatening to burst. Beast opened its eyes, a slow, menacing blink. The playful glint had vanished, replaced by something cold and calculating. "Found you," it rasped, the voice devoid of its earlier cheer. I scrambled back, scrambling to my feet, adrenaline coursing through my veins. The playful game was over. Now it was a matter of survival. But escape seemed impossible. The clearing was my only way out, and Beast stood guard at the entrance. Desperate, I glanced around the clearing, searching for anything that could give me an advantage. My eyes fell on a dilapidated well in the center, its wooden cover hanging precariously by a single rusted hinge. An idea sparked in my mind, a desperate gamble. "You want to play?" I yelled, my voice hoarse. "Let's play for real." Beast tilted its head, intrigued. "How so?" With a burst of adrenaline, I lunged forward, grabbing the loose hinge of the well cover and yanking it free. The old wood shrieked in protest before giving way, sending the cover clattering to the ground. Beast hissed, the playful facade completely gone. "No, not in there!" Ignoring its protest, I sprinted towards the well, my breath coming in ragged gasps. The green glow cast long, grotesque shadows, making the clearing appear to warp and bend around me. I reached the well, peering into its depths. Blackness stared back, the fetid smell of stagnant water rising from its depths. Without hesitation, I leaped. The world became a blur of darkness and the sickening impact of cold water. The wind was knocked out of my lungs. As I resurfaced, sputtering and gasping for air, I heard a heavy thud above me. Beast stood at the edge of the well, its face contorted in a mask of rage. "You dare defy me!" it shrieked. Its voice echoed off the damp stone walls of the well. Fear gnawed at me, but I refused to give in to despair. I swam to the edge of the well and clung to a protruding rock, the rough stone biting into my skin. The well wasn't deep, at least not deep enough to be fatal, but it was enough to keep Beast momentarily at bay. It leaned over the edge, its raspy breath washing over me. "Foolish human," it growled. "Do you think this will save you? This place, it hungers just like me." A coldness crept up my spine. Beast wasn't the only threat lurking in the darkness. What secrets lay hidden beneath the surface of this stagnant water? Suddenly, a soft glow emanated from the bottom of the well. It wasn't the green light of Beast, but a warm, golden luminescence. Before I could react, a figure materialized from the depths. It was a woman cloaked in a tattered white gown, her long hair floating around her like a halo. Her eyes, the color of polished jade, held a depth of wisdom and ancient sorrow. "Leave him alone, Beast," she commanded, her voice a gentle whisper that carried an undeniable power. Beast recoiled, hissing and spitting obscenities in some forgotten language. The well shuddered with the force of its rage, but it didn't dare approach the woman. "Who are you?" I croaked, fear tinged with a sliver of hope. The woman smiled, a faint melancholy etched on her beautiful face. "I am the guardian of this place," she said, "a prisoner of a curse, bound to protect the well from those like him." She gestured towards a shimmering light at the bottom of the well. "The water here holds a powerful magic," she explained, "a magic coveted by those who seek to consume it for their own dark purposes." "But what about the beast?" I asked, my voice trembling. "How can we stop it?" The woman's smile faltered. He was once human," she whispered, her voice heavy with sorrow. "A powerful sorcerer who succumbed to the dark magic of this place. Now he is a twisted shell of his former self, forever bound to this clearing." Her explanation sent a shiver down my spine. This wasn't just a game anymore. This was a fight against a monstrous entity born from greed and arrogance. "There is a way to break the curse," she continued, her words filled with a desperate hope. "Hidden within the forest lies a sacred spring. Its water can purify the darkness within him." I felt a flicker of determination, but a wave of dizziness washed over me, the cold water sapping my strength. The woman's voice grew faint as darkness began to consume the edges of my vision. The next thing I knew, I woke with a jolt, gasping for air. Sunlight streamed down onto my face, revealing a rickety wooden hut and a weathered woman with kind eyes tending a fire. My body ached, but I was alive. "Thank goodness you're awake," she said in broken English. "We found you unconscious by the well." She explained that she was a local villager, one of the few who knew of the cursed clearing and the hidden danger it poses. News of the demon child had kept them at bay for generations. They had pulled me from the well and brought me to her hut. I recounted my encounter with Beast and the woman with the jade eyes. The villager's eyes widened in surprise. "The White Lady," she breathed. "We thought she was just a legend." The woman confirmed the existence of the sacred spring, a place only accessible by a treacherous mountain pass. However, she warned against going alone. Beast wouldn't be easily defeated. Fueled by a newfound purpose and a strange sense of obligation to the White Lady, I formed an unlikely alliance with the villager. Together we trained, honing my survival skills and learning the secrets of the forest. The journey to the spring was arduous, filled with treacherous hikes and daring escapes from lurking dangers. Finally, we reached the hidden oasis, a crystal-clear pool nestled amid snow-capped peaks. As I filled a flask with the water, the air grew thick with a malevolent energy. Beast emerged from the shadows, its grotesque form casting a long shadow across the sacred spring. A fierce battle ensued. The villager held Beast at bay with a volley of flaming arrows, while I dodged its attacks, desperately searching for an opening. Just as Beast lunged for me, I remembered the White Lady's words, the magic coveted by those who seek to consume it. In a desperate gamble, I hurled the flask at Beast, splashing the water onto its face. A blood-curdling scream ripped through the air. Beast writhed in pain as the light from the spring burned away the darkness within him. His body contorted, shrinking down to its human form before collapsing onto the ground, unconscious. The villager and I stared in stunned silence. The curse was broken. When Beast finally awoke, he was a frail, confused man. He remembered nothing of his monstrous past. Grief flickered in his eyes as he realized the damage he had done. The villager agreed to take him back to her village where he would face trial for his actions. As for me, I returned to Tokyo, forever changed by my ordeal. The news reported a local hermit found near a mountain spring, suffering from amnesia. They never knew the truth, the close brush with a monster, or the unlikely hero who faced it all. But every night under the pale moonlight, I sometimes see a flicker of green light in my dreams. A haunting reminder of the forgotten village, the White Lady, and the terrifying game of peekaboo with a beast. And a chilling whisper echoes in the back of my mind. New friend,